It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
So when I was young and just a bad little kid, Mama noticed funny things I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I'd poison guppies, and when I was done, I'd find a pussycat and bash in its head. That's when my mama said, she said, "My boy, I think someday you'll find a way to make your natural tendencies pay. You'll be a dentist." That's right. It's March 6th, 2021, and everyone knows it's National Dentist Day. Those lyrics come from the brilliant mind of Howard Ashman in collaboration with Alan Menken from the 1986 film Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Frank Oz, who not only just directed in and of itself, but also is one of the main collaborators behind The Muppet Show, which is now streaming on Disney+. It's time to get things started here on Saturday Matinée. Welcome, one and all.
Like I always say, what's happening right now?
But I can't do this alone, so with me is the Ernie to my Bert, Mr. Rob Cabasco.
Oh, you're very kind. Good morning.
And in the third chair, our own resident frog-in-chief, Mr. Pete Rupp.
Hi-ho.
Oh, that's pretty good. That was sharp.
That's about
So we've heard some very terrible impressions over the last couple weeks, so that was a pretty good one.
favorite game yet. How you guys doing? I feel like an interloper.
You're. Oh my
Yeah, I was like, "What? We will not be talking about any Iron Manning today, so
No.
that's a relief for us."
We shall not. But I'm grateful to be here, and I'm doubly grateful to not be running the show.
Heavy as the head. So my first question, of course, is what have you been watching?
I've been watching For All Mankind.
Oh,
Apple TV Plus.
Yes.
I am a late...
That's all we're going to talk about for the rest of this episode, because the three of us are the ones who are watching.
Yeah, that's right.
The second best show on Apple TV.
Okay,
Plus.
dare I ask, what would you call the first best show?
Ted Lasso.
There we go. Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. I feel like we're all on the same page there. No, I am really loving For All Mankind, and I think I hit it at just the right time. Now that the second season has just dropped, I get a sort of the double binge. So I can work my way all the way through. I love the concept, and I think what they are doing is enormously challenging. I get that same sensation of like the first time you watch Breaking Bad, where you feel like they are writing themselves into an incredible corner just to test themselves to see if they can get out. And then they get out every time. Well, just this whole conceit For All Mankind is that corner. Like it starts 5 minutes into episode 1, and I think it's just delightful.
I agree. It's the second season is already off and running.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they are they're now really diverging. Like because it's the alternate universe. So like they're going along, and now in the opening montage they show you all of this stuff that has now changed because of the changes in the first, and so we're further from actual reality, but still same recognizable people, but like this person did not survive an assassination, but this person did. And how is that going to affect things?
Oh, goodness. Every single pivot. It's such a brilliant writing exercise. I just love it. I don't know why I was holding off for so long. Like, I just felt like I want to be able to watch it and really think about it. And I knew I'd get there, and I'm really happy it's now.
I would say even to anybody who is a history buff, and if you'd love to educate a younger person about the importance of history and the importance of why things happen because of other things that happen, it's a great discussion motivator because you can talk about, and Kyle, what you just said, the montage that they start the second season with. Yeah. If this person doesn't make it, then this happens, and this is what the world would be like. And it's just a great creativity they're using. And if you're a buff of the space program, which I've always been, it's eye candy. They're doing a great job.
Truly. So that's me, For All Mankind, Apple TV Plus.
So my only complaint about the second season so far is way too much Gordo. Why are we spending so much time with Gordo? Like, it's just like the definition of white male privilege because he's such an uninteresting character, and yet they keep focusing storylines on him.
No.
I think there's a reason though. I think they're going to get there.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see.
First death on the moon.
Oh. Hush, you say.
Yeah, don't.
Space guns. You got space guns. What about you, Rob? What are you watching?
Well, I did. Obviously, we're in the midst of post WandaVision now. which we won't say anything.
We'll talk about that.
We won't say anything about that. I did catch up on some of my favorite Muppet Show episodes, like you mentioned, on Disney Plus. Really loved that. I also have just been checking out. I'm anxiously awaiting the launch of Paramount Plus. There was a couple things there that I wanted to check out. And really just staying on top of rumors and other things going on in the industry and entertainment. So I'm doing a lot of YouTube. I think in the last week, I've been trying to get my stuff in like smaller chunks. I will say, like, my habits, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos at my desk, but I love watching YouTube on Apple TV. You know what I mean? Like whatever your streaming devices of choice, I love just kicking back and checking out some of my favorite content creators and stuff on that. And I just love, maybe it's my attention span right now. It's like in the 5-7 minute range. That's not a queeby. That's not any, don't worry. That's not anything talking about that.
That's the sweet spot, baby.
It's not.
Right? You're easy money.
We could do a whole business model for that.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that was my morning ritual. So, like in the morning, I would wake up, get breakfast, and then I would check out what's on YouTube. And so watch, because I've subscribed to, I don't know, like 100 and some channels or whatever to see what's new. But now that the Muppet Show's come out, that's become my morning.
Oh, that's really adorable.
Mm-hmm. It's a good way to start the day.
Such a great
Harry
show.
Belafonte. Make sure you watch the Harry Belafonte episode.
Yes, Harry Belafonte and Carol Burnett.
Yes.
And,
Carol Burnett.
My friend Justin would not let me go without saying the Loretta Swit episode has his favorite Muppet moment ever.
Really?
You need to watch that one? Yes.
Loretta Swit.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a moment where Kermit finally just loses his patience entirely and fires Miss Piggy, and is just glorious watching Kermit finally just melt down and just like have had enough.
You know what episode you can pass on?
Which?
Mum and Sean's. Or
Really?
Mom and Sean's, the people.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
But you know what? Don't sleep on Shields and Yarnell.
Okay.
Surprisingly good.
You're not wrong. That is true.
It's like you digging into like the whole history of the fact that like for a weird time in the 70s, these two mimes were like the center of pop culture. It's so bizarre, but they're so talented. Like I just watched the show and go, oh yeah, they had their own television show.
It's very
They're
quiet.
Mimes.
That's
a very,
fantastic.
very quiet show. Yeah.
I don't remember. These words are gone from my memory. They mean nothing right now. I need to get back into it. Clearly, I remember some of the big ones.
So all of the above for me. And then also I finally forced myself to get through New Mutants. Bought it on the day it came out, and I was sort of like, it had been such an open loop for so long that I was like, do I really want to close this loop? And I did, and oh boy, that was a tough one to get through.
Yeah.
Man, I'd say the Marvel mutants did not walk out of the
gracefully
franchise history with their heads held high.
They ended up scathed.
Yeah. It's rare you see a movie that tries so hard, so many different things, and fails at all of them.
Like in a row.
Yes, I mean it's a teen drama, it's a horror movie, and it's a superhero movie, and it's bad at all three of them.
Yeah.
And say these are really good actors. I don't know what happened, but yeah.
Well, and I don't know what's going on with the whole lag between how long it was between when it was finished and when it was actually released. Yes. I mean, all of them had full careers by the time this movie came out. So
no, my joke was when this movie was actually supposed to come out, the Night King was still alive. Yeah.
Ouch. You're right. So much water under the bridge, Maisie.
Right?
Anya Taylor-Joy learned to play chess. Like, just a lot happened. And
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Right. So I feel like, they're lucky probably that all of it happened the way it happened. But my goodness, it was a tough experience. I think it was even more sad because so much of the pre-production work, so much of the marketing work was so good. Right. They finally nailed it. The art.
It's a great idea of like taking like mutant characters and putting them in like a horror situation. Yeah. In just that first trailer, I was like, I am on board for this. And
I feel like I've been asking for this for a decade. Like, let's play with genre tropes now, and it just missed. It missed.
Yeah.
So wait, is there any reason now? Okay, is there any reason to like? Should I go and just watch the last 10 minutes, or is there anything?
No,
really,
no. It's over. It's over.
Yeah,
wow.
I would say if anything, start from the beginning and watch it until you get bored and then stop, because like the beginning is way better than the ending.
You know, for us Letterboxd fans, I like to say that you're just waiting for the stars to fall. Like you're watching the movie and it starts at 5 stars, and you just listen to them. Ching, they just fall one after another until you're ready to just turn it off.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough.
All right, so let's get to the news. And since we're all in a depressed state of mind, let's start with some depressing news.
Okay.
Our good friends at Alamo Drafthouse have unfortunately filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, that doesn't mean that they're gone. It just means that they are restructuring. And this is really super frustrating for us out here because we finally got one. Like, I remember from the days of looking at Ain't It Cool News and reading how awesome Alamo Drafthouse was, dreaming one day to go to them. They finally opened one here around us. And then COVID hits. They didn't even get to go. And so, Rob, it's actually in your backyard. It was your local theater.
Oh yeah, it was one of our. I'm in a weird place where, we have AMC's and in Arizona, Harkins, but I've got one Alamo. I think there's 2 or 3 Alamos now actually in the valley, but I have one Alamo that's very close to us and a Cinemark that's close to us, and it's the only Cinemark in the entire state of Arizona. But the Alamo we've loved. I know you came with us a few times when they were open.
Yeah, we saw Joker there.
Yes, we did. Okay. And the pre-show stuff that they do, the custom things that they put together, the food is actually pretty good. They have the greatest vanilla milkshake that anyone's ever tasted. Believe me, that is true. You know what? Obviously, this is a sign of the times. I know a few episodes back on Satman, I think I talked about, what's going on in the movie industry and how it's going to be hard. We understand that, especially for the year ahead. This is a bummer because I would think that the Arizona locations, for us at least, pertinent to us, I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah,
we'll
I don't. At least I know there's 2. Is there 3 out here?
Well, I know there's Chandler.
I guess there's one
Tempe.
in Tucson.
Well, no. Oh, no. And then I think they did have a West Valley one that was either just ready to open or it was just like right on the edge. And personally, for me, even more sad. Because I think I have about $128 in unused gift cards for them.
Ouch.
Yeah. Boo.
I know.
And they won't let you.
And Pete had pre-ordered 2 years of Quibi, so he's right with you.
I have to just cross my arms and hold up my nose because we do not have, nor were any ever on the decks to open a Alamo Drafthouse. I've never been to one. And so it makes me sad. It makes me sad because like all these Chapter 11s, I mean, they're going to restructure, but they'll restructure with new players in ownership positions of the franchise. And that is not less depressing, but ominous, right? You just hope that financiers have the same heart as the movie lovers that are behind the place. So
yeah, we hope they can just sort of get through until we get past this stuff into the fall, when actually movies might start coming out.
Rob, you just put your gift cards in an envelope and send it, and just say put it toward your Chapter 11. Right? I mean, just say I don't want to redeem these. You don't owe me anything.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another idea. Yeah. And I should. And actually, that's not a bad thing. Because I think at the very beginning of this, I think I emailed them and said, can you at least, can I just order some extra Mondo glasses, off the website?
Oh, right, yeah.
And the answer was very nice. The answer was hey, we really appreciate you inquiring about this. We value you as a customer, but no.
Period.
Different side of the business.
Goodbye. Here's a certificate of best friendship, though.
Thanks. Here's a sticker. Remember the Alamo. Done.
Right.
Thank you. And you're finished. Yeah.
Because unfortunately, help is not on the way because one of the big summer movies has been moved. So Universal has announced that F9 has moved again. So we thought that was going to be the big maybe. They were the ones at the start of the pandemic who saw this coming and went, oh, we're out. We're summer 2021. See you then. And now they went, okay, maybe not May 2021. How about June 2021? Which is interesting because that leaves only one movie standing. In May, we're still supposed to get Black Widow.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming.
I don't think so either. But
the question is not if we don't get it in theaters. I'm sure that it will. It will probably be a day and date thing. If it comes, it has to be a big deal on Disney Plus, and I just don't think they're ready for that. I don't think they're ready to give up that title.
They're becoming the poster child for delayed movies, and I don't think that's the stigma you want attached to this movie.
Right. I don't think so either. I think it faces the James Bond problem, which we've talked about in weeks past, where they have to do reshoots to get new phones in the movie, which I think is amazing.
So you'll have to wait one more month to see John Cena facing off against The Rock.
Okay.
But however, that's not as bad as if you were a Minions fan, because that movie, The Minions 2, I don't even know if it has an official title. Is that The Rise of Gru? That moves to 2022.
Wow. 2022.
I know. So there's a bunch of toy manufacturers who are pulling out their hair now.
I'm sure that will age well. I'm sure there will be.
That's the thing about the Despicable Me series. Timeless.
Yeah.
Timeless humor.
Yeah.
I mean, really, of all of DreamWorks, like, you could just pick them right out and pop them anywhere in the timeline, and it's
They're
great.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Does that apply to Madagascar too?
Of course it
okay.
does.
Madagascar 2 too?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, catch that.
Yeah, that's
I can't tell what subtext is going on here. I really like the Madagascar movies. Am I out of the loop on something?
Well, then you stand alone.
Come on.
I think the Madagascar movies are the worst things that DreamWorks has ever put out.
You're
They
a
are
rough
the
audience.
absolute bottom of the barrel. I remember reading one of the behind the scenes about doing it. About how they had Jeffrey Katzenberg. They brought him into a screening of it, and they had the scene where the woman kicks the lion in the nuts. And he says, "That's really funny. You should have him do it 3 or 4 more times." So he does.
Yes.
Okay, what about the penguins, though?
I have no problem with the penguins.
No problem with the penguins.
No, I think the Penguins Madagascar movie is really, really funny.
I do too. We stand together on
and I thought
something.
even the series actually was really good. Yeah. It's just
funny
the actual
stuff.
Madagascar. And now there's baby Madagascar.
I don't know about
or
that, but I just know that Madagascar was a favorite when my kids were at the age when that was amazing, and that they were laughing at a screen and not throwing up or pooping on me. Maybe that influences my.
I'm sure it does.
My opinion. So
I'm sure
anyhow.
I can't approach the movie Monsters, Inc. rationally anymore, because I used to have to watch it 6 times a day. Yeah. It was rough. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that movie, but boy,
It's a lot of movie.
Get to a certain point.
Yeah.
I that movie's coming on, and I can do the Will Smith from I Am Legend thing, where it's just like, pick a scene, I'm ready to go.
You know, though,
Yeah.
wait. When Mikey gets when the disinfectant gets sprayed in his eye, that never gets old.
No, his whole
I was gonna say,
stand-up bit with the
I can't
microphone
even-
is brilliant.
Yeah.
At this point, I can't even tell you if it's good or not, just because it is so put a handprint on my heart that I just.
Don't worry, man. It's good. It's okay. It's good.
However, Kung Fu Panda is one of the greatest animated films of all time. So
Yes.
True.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
yes.
All right. Now let's stop talking
so-
and move on
Okay.
before we come to blows.
So Pete, you had you brought up a story about a new series coming to Apple TV Plus. You want to tell us about Dr. Brain?
Dr. Brain. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's. So it looks like it's animated, like manga kind of anime, but I can't tell. Because nowhere does it say that it's animated, but the shot on the press release looks like it's some sort of animated thing. It looks like a very cool new sci-fi thriller. It is based on a webtoon, which makes me think that what we're looking at is a shot of the webtoon, and that it is actually going to be live action. I kind of hope it is, because it's one of my favorite people from the movie Parasite. That would be Lee Sun-kyun, who played the dad, and I just love it. So Apple got the series. They went a series order for the Dr. Brain adaptation, and it looks like some great people behind it. And let's see, A Tale of Two Sisters, I Saw the Devil, obviously Lee Sun-kyun from Parasite. It is the first Korean language project for Apple TV Plus. I have a soft spot in my heart for Korean properties. I lived there for a while, and I just love that stuff. So I'm very excited to see them. I think they're doing a great job picking up more and more international properties for the platform. I think it can only do them well by doing so.
So this is an anime series?
I don't know if it's anime or live action, but
okay.
it looks like it is a series. So series order. So I'm just very excited about it. Looks like we're not going to see it until, I don't know, when did they say they're going to see it? I don't know.
Say the date actually might tell us, because if it's live action, we could have it by next year.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
if it's animated, it probably would be like a couple of years.
I'm not seeing the date. So I'm imagining that we're not going to see it for a little while. But this, I know, is very exciting to fans of the property. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. And speaking of popular properties, Rob, you found a story about one of our favorite films possibly making a comeback.
I love this. Galaxy Quest. Sigourney Weaver is doing a interview with Collider. And okay, so there have been rumors for a while that there was a sequel in the works. And then obviously, due to the passing of Alan Rickman, that obviously was put on hold. And that was one of the main things that was preventing them from doing that. But in this interview, Sigourney Weaver basically says they may have figured out a way around that. Or and around it, maybe not the right word. They found a way to make that work. And this is by far the most positive comments we've heard about the possibility of a sequel, and that it might involve sort of passing on the torch. Like maybe there is all of these Galaxy Quest sort of, agencies in the galaxy, and they come together and they've got to bring back their inspiration again for more missions and adventure. If there's no way they would get all of those people back on board unless the script worked and it was a good story and they gave the proper, sentiment to Alan Rickman. If they do all that, I would be the first in line to see this, because I suspect that theaters will be open by the time this would come out.
Yes, very likely. For listeners who have not seen No Retreat, No Surrender, the documentary they made on it, it is one of the best documentaries about a film I have ever seen. And just to show you how much that movie is loved, not only is there a huge section about the fans, but everyone from the movie takes part of this documentary. Like every actor, like everyone behind the scenes, studio executives. I mean, like everybody who had anything to do with this movie was happy to come back and talk about it, which is extremely rare. Extremely rare.
It's extraordinarily comprehensive. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And they talk about the sequel that didn't happen.
Yep.
Right.
As well.
Right. And that's one of those ones. It's almost like Toy Story 2. To find out what the behind the scenes was of that making of that movie will blow your mind that it turned out as well as it did.
Right.
So absolutely worth seeing.
Yeah. Tim Allen's finest acting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you bring something else that's
science,
better?
I think. I mean, I don't know why we need to even litigate that.
All right, so let's talk about the thing that we have not been talking about, because we are sitting on a weird bubble, because spoiler alert, we record the show on Thursday. Our main listeners hear it on Saturday, and then the rest of the listeners hear it on Monday. So we live in the pre-WandaVision finale world, and all of you who are hearing this live in the post-WandaVision finale world. So we can't talk about it because it hasn't aired yet. But all of you are frantically going online and sending memes and talking about it, and we don't know what's going to happen. So all we can do is talk about where we got to here the nights before. This is like Christmas Eve. We're all going to get a present tomorrow. We don't know what it's going to be, but everyone else has already opened their gifts. So I don't know where to even start this conversation, but tell me about your feelings about WandaVision here as we're about to come to the conclusion.
I thought you were going to start with, I can't believe how that one character ended, and that other character that showed up, and then when they did that thing that changed the whole perspective.
And the thing that Wanda did?
That was a real Oliver Stone ending, y'all.
I mean, it was like it's like a story within a story wrapped inside another story.
They were dead the whole time.
It was a dream. They're all in a bed and breakfast in Vermont.
And
there's a statue of Abe Lincoln.
Let me make a prediction. How it's really going to end is we'd all be saying, now we got to see the movie. And I don't know which movie either.
Nobody knows which movie.
Yeah.
I feel like this part of the Marvel Universe exists in a space that I have not read comics exhaustively. And so it is all new to me in a wonderful way. I am going to be incredibly frustrated if this is the last time we see Catherine Hahn. in this role. That will be devastating. I think she has been delightful, and if she is just this series only, then that's a great miss. Feige.
If we can pitch anything to Marvel, it's you're developing your supernatural side. You've got Blade. You've got all this other stuff. Like, make her a part of that.
Absolutely.
Because just by the amount of I mean, her single shot to #1 on iTunes.
Yeah.
Like,
incredible.
That doesn't happen.
It's like 47 seconds of greatness. Yeah. It's in Crossy Road now, for crying out loud. Everything should be remade in Crossy Road. I don't know, so Rob, what do you go ahead?
No, I was going to say,
I believe Pete's actually means Animal Crossing.
Right. Crossy Road. Who would do that? It's the bouncy castle one.
Oh, no. Disney would absolutely do that.
There's
no question.
That's right.
But someone recreated the entire music video in Animal Crossing. I sent it to Pete. It's really, really good.
The full title is Animal Crossing Road, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't call your lawyers. Go ahead.
Did you see just within the last day or two, and this is still fresh, obviously, when you're listening to this, did you see that the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon did a whole produced segment with Elizabeth Olsen? It is brilliant what they did.
I don't think I could fall more in love with Elizabeth Olsen. You know, it's amazing when you have a performer where you're like, wow, you're really good, you're very talented, and then they do something like this, and you're like, I had no idea the depth of the talent of that woman.
I guess
what can't she do?
No, like I am so. We've talked about this off mic, and like I cannot believe how amazing this experience has been with WandaVision in general. Not just the storytelling, and it's a class in visual storytelling, because how you can see. I know we've talked about this. When you watch the Modern Family episode, it looks like Modern Family, and it looks like Modern Family because of the shots and the way the camera moves. And that's just amazing to see that happen. But hold on, like Elizabeth Olsen, give her the Emmy right now.
Right. Absolutely.
There's no hesitation with that. Like, no, she's done. Catherine Hahn, give her the Emmy supporting actress right now. That's how good it is. Love it.
And the thing is, with Paul Bettany, we sort of have seen him in a bunch of different stuff, but never at this speed. You know, he's been in Oscar-worthy performances and stuff too before. So he was Master and Commander and Beautiful Mind. Like, we've seen that stuff. But to know that he can do sitcom, like, that's a very different set of muscles, and he's really, really funny.
Yeah, totally. But you know what? The supporting universe that they built around this too, we can't understate how good folks like Randall Park and Tiona Paris and I mean these are
Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings, yes.
What a gem that they pull her back into the now and give her a chance to do what she was destined to do in this character. Like, she's just so fun. I'm just every bit about it is terrific. The more we can get them turned into major, I will go back to the theaters for this property. Like, that would be really fun. I hope they know what they have here, and it makes me a little bit nervous that there is no discussion of there's no confirmed discussion of other seasons of the show because it's so prescribed into the universe, right? But I would love to come back to what they're doing. It's such a fabulous just experiment in serial television.
Yeah, and I think Marvel is sort of doing its own thing, as they did in the movies. They're doing their own thing on television, too, where they're not saying WandaVision 2, WandaVision 3, WandaVision 4, we'll run it out until it's done and then move on to something else.
Yeah.
They basically have, we got a bunch of characters. We're going to do a bunch of things with them. Yeah. And just for the fact that, for Randall Park showing up in this was a huge thing, too, from a completely different movie series to bring him into. And so Winter Soldier, and I thought the Winter Soldier is coming up next. Who knows who's going to show up in that, too? They have really opened it up.
That's a great thing to bring up because it really makes me more excited for Falcon the Winter Soldier. I have more of a sense of what that show is because I know those characters, but I have much more confidence that they'll be able to do something magnificent because of WandaVision.
And it was interesting that this was supposed to be the second show. In a non-pandemic, in the normal release schedule, this was coming after that, and I think that was one of the few perks of what happened. Of having to reschedule thing is coming out of the gate with this and just redefining what they could do on television. And also, I have to say, Rob and I have talked about this numerous times. The weekly schedule is perfect for this. if they had done the Netflix thing and just dropped it, we'd had a great weekend, and then we would not be talking about it anymore. But the weekly thing adds to the discussion and keeps podcasts like us in business.
Is there any
Still
other
tight,
show
yeah.
that you guys are watching weekly like this, like appointment television?
No, not right now.
Me neither.
Mm.
No, it's
Yeah,
it's
you got it.
Thanksgiving for nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. And
Yeah.
and like, it's actually, and it's the holiday season because every Friday,
Yeah.
a new pack is going to arrive. And even they were kind enough to do a behind the scenes thing. So now that we're done with WandaVision, it's weird to be saying that. There is a behind the scenes about how they made it coming next week, so next Friday, to sort of like cleanse to
nice.
learn about it, to cleanse your palate.
that's
and then
wonderful.
the next week, Falcon and Winter Soldier starts. So it's like the Marvel train as a rolling, and we are all the happier for it.
Adorable.
All right, so let's. I think it's time. We should talk about some trailers.
Let's do it.
So I had the first trailer in there. Mine is actually a documentary, which is abnormal for me. It is a film called Kid 90. It is directed by Soleil Moon Frye. Yes, Punky Brewster herself. So this is a sort of a slice of her life. So when she was a young actress in Hollywood, she also really loved documenting her life. And so she had a video camera, and so all the time as she was a young star, I think she said she was like 8 or 9 when she started out on Punky Brewster. And then all the way through growing up in Hollywood in the limelight, she was recording everything, and also all of her friends. So there's a huge amount of people who were friends who were also going through the business at the same time. And it was a very small community. And so this is about kids growing up under that eye, and also not being incredibly well supervised. Like, it's like what happens when you give kids this much power and money, and we see it happen. So she's now looking back at this footage, and they put together a movie essentially for this.
I'm not in a good mood.
Good, this is what I want on tape. Soleil not smiling for once, like the whole world thinks she always is.
At 7 years old, I was cast as Punky Brewster.
I remember Saved by the Bell director saying, the minute you walk onto the stage, you're no longer a child anymore, you're an adult.
Did you miss me?
There were 12 kids in the business. We all knew everyone.
We would talk for 2-3 hours and fall asleep on the phone. We were just so close.
I carried a camera with me everywhere I went. We weren't concerned about the internet. We did the things that teenagers did. We just happened to be in Hollywood.
Hey, what's up? This is Mark Wahlberg calling for Soleil.
It was all kind of innocent to begin with. Then it just...
It got pretty crazy. It was like our 60s.
I started developing rapidly. People were calling me Punky Boobster.
The last couple weeks have been weird, having guys pinch my ass, you know.
Men treated me more like a woman and not a 13-year-old.
This business, I don't feel it's a place for children.
You start getting in your head, worrying about how you're perceived.
Friends were reaching out for help.
It seemed like I was losing a friend every week.
This is really the first time I'm watching the tapes back. Now that I've opened Pandora's box, I can't put any of this back.
The most awkward period in your life, and that's when we were in front of the cameras.
By you sharing these tapes, you realize you're not alone.
I felt like I was alive when I was in the rawness of it. The amount of love that was there.
Learning who I was and what life was meant to be, that was with you.
I didn't know what true self-love was until this process.
Can't believe you have this.
I don't know the ending. I am absolutely discovering it as we go. The big question is, what happens once I unlock the vault?
And I am just fascinated by this because I know everyone in it. Like, as they went through face by face, I was like amazed at all the ones. And especially one that hits me really hard is Jonathan Brandis. So Jonathan Brandis was a young actor who was on most famous role was on Sequest DSV, which was a Steven Spielberg produced action adventure show that was on Sundays and stuff too. And unfortunately, he committed suicide. And for me, it was interesting because through that period of time, I looked just like him. Like, and I was told that many times. Like, because I had the same skater haircut, I had the same build. We were both super skinny at the time. So all the time when that show was on, people would tell me that I looked just like him. And he was only a year older than me. And of course, I ended up being older than he'll ever get to be. So I'm really interested in seeing sort of him off camera. Like what he was like as normal life too. So, what did you guys think of the trailer?
Oh, I thought it looked really interesting because it's all real footage, right? Like that's the big thing. I mean, you're actually seeing all this stuff. It's amazing that all this exists and that it's amazing that I think anybody at this point, but I think, your age brings you some wisdom. You're able to make yourself more vulnerable and put that out there, but to get everybody sign off, because obviously you're not doing that without everybody agreeing. Like, yeah, we're going to make this all open and
right,
for people to see.
This is a warts and all.
Right, exactly. And for her to address, like, if you know anything about her story, which I won't even spoil it, certainly I'm looking forward to watching the documentary. She had a lot of things that she had to grapple with personally. And so you've got that. And also nice timing. She's got her rebooted show that's coming on the Peacock network. So it all works. It all comes full circle.
I liked it. I like these kinds of retrospectives, and I like you guys. I know all the people. I feel like I grew up with them. Brian Austin Green, come on, we're tight. Right? I will tell you, interestingly, I do know Suleiman Fry, and I used to serve her pancakes every day in college. Yes, she's a delightful person, and I'm very excited to see what I never knew about her as somebody who's like doesn't really know her that well. But no, our paths have crossed.
Could you be in this documentary?
I was like this close, right? I mean, just this close to having the camera turned to me.
Your hand will come in with like a plate?
A plate. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's me.
Amazing.
That's me. Yeah, and then I would skate away.
All right, so that's Kid 90. It'll be available March 12th on Hulu.
My trailer, you guys.
So, your trailer, yes. What do you got for us, Pete?
Just give me a minute to get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I don't love myself.
It's a big tonal shift here.
I don't love myself for this trailer.
Okay,
but I do it out of hope. I have been let down more times than not in recent viewings of movies from the fantastically talented, otherwise Melissa McCarthy. And she does funny things. Life of the Party has me in stitches every time I watch it. It just doesn't get old. I love some of that humor is just fantastic. And then I just watched Super Intelligence. That was a letdown. That was a big letdown. And we have another writer-director, Ben Falcone, Melissa McCarthy, bent here. It's Thunder Force, you guys. And I don't know what to do. I pick it because you should watch the trailer, but it doesn't look good.
No,
it doesn't look good.
No, this one really hurt.
There used to be a great tower alone on the sea.
Hi, I'm here to see Emily Stanton.
You have an appointment?
I'm her best friend. We're not currently what I would say best friends or friends.
You look good. You look great.
What have you been up to?
Let me show you. I've been developing a genetic platform that will allow us to give ordinary people superpowers. But do me a favor, please. Don't touch anything. Dear God, Lydia. Do you have any idea what you've done? You just took our only formula for super strength. Everything about you will become stronger.
I am all powerful!
I think I sprained my groin. Do chicks have groins?
What's your superpower? Invisibility.
That's awesome. Let's see what these powers can really do.
Everyone just stay calm and no one's gonna get hurt.
Em, stop! You're cooking them from the inside out!
Oh, man.
Please don't film this, sir. It's a mistake! Thunder Force, remember it.
For the first time in history, we're seeing real-life superheroes fighting crime.
Upper dirty.
But we're also seeing a new kind of criminal.
This city deserves what's coming to it. Boom.
Go, Tenant. Oh, God. Oh, we've got to rethink this car. Yeah.
How can we not stop two chicks in their 40s?
God, what's that smell? It's the suits! We can't wash them! Lydia, do not throw that bus.
I can't hear you because I'm literally throwing a bus!
I'm sorry. That's on me. The hell are you?
You'd think Cancer, but Capricorn actually, Sag Moon, and all kinds of things rising.
That's messed up.
It looks so bad. It looks like I bring it up only because it's another data point charting the unfunny fall here. Like, why can't we get back to what she was so great at? I don't understand all of these properties. It makes me confused and uncertain about a lot of other things that are just connected to it. Like, will the soup that I eat tonight taste good? I don't know anymore because Thunder Force exists. What do you guys? I mean,
boy,
really?
I was so in the bag for it. Like, I love Melissa McCarthy. I love Octavia Spencer. Like, female superhero led. Like, plus sized women. Like, as the lead as superheroes. Great. Like, all on paper, fantastic. And there's not a funny thing in that entire trailer. I didn't laugh once.
Oh, wait. What are you talking about?
It made me so sad.
What
about? Please tell me a funny thing.
What'd you laugh at?
Okay, well, the jury's still out. When she throws the bus, I'm hoping that the bus is filled with innocent people.
What?
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
What
Folks,
are you
Rob has
doing?
been watching a lot of Batman versus Superman, and so his perspective on superheroes is a little skewed at the moment.
Yes, you are broken, friend.
You're hoping because she throws the bus, right?
And you hear crowd screams.
Right, and you hear the screams before you hear boom. So I'm thinking, well, okay, that was a busload of people. Oops.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, you are. Okay, one, let me admit something. You swiped me because this was going to be my trailer.
Yeah.
And here's the three things I just want to say. One, okay, AC/DC's Thunderstruck is they paid all the money to have that be the theme. Why is it not called Thunderstruck?
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's doesn't make any sense because they're thunderstruck. Like, you know what I mean? You could have made that. That makes no sense. Number two, well, there was the bus. Number three, you missed that Jason Bateman's in it.
Jason Bateman is the crab, and his bit at the end is laughable. That's true.
That I will say this, right? He's not Cancer, he's Capricorn. Watch the trailer.
Yeah.
But when I watched it, I couldn't help but my eye to look at the comments on YouTube.
Rob, never read the comments.
No, because this one was like second from the top, and I did read it, and this is what it said. And I'm not bagging on this movie, but I just want to say this is what the comment was. It's like the makers of female Ghostbusters made a Marvel movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's
I'm going to leave that there.
It's rough. Pom Klementieff is in it, and
yes,
that's
and
an
that's
interesting.
the only thing I'm excited about.
Yeah,
because I love Pom so much.
I think Pom's great. I do love Jason Bateman. I think he's funny in just about everything he does. I think the cast: Bobby Cannavale, Octavia Spencer, Melissa Leo. It's a great cast, and I worry that it's not going to live up to its PG-13 Melissa McCarthy comedy that I kind of look forward to. So that's it. April 9th, Netflix. We'll see.
Can we ask a question?
There are no questions on this show.
No, I have a question on this. Is the big red N Netflix? First of all, I just don't understand how they have this much money. Okay, number two.
They just raised my prices.
They're me too, right? Okay. They are becoming like, okay, the Hallmark Channel, it's already a joke. The Hallmark Channel is these romantic, like whatever kind of movies. Netflix is becoming the Hallmark Channel of everything else.
Yeah. That's interesting. And actually, if you want to hear another perspective, we just launched another show called Mandemic Mondays, where actor Mandy Kaplan and actor-director Mandy Fabian dish together about the new release Netflix movie each week. And they disagree about a lot until it turns out they agree about stuff too, and it's mostly that these movies aren't great. So it's very
I believe
funny.
Mandy actually brought Superintelligence as her trailer.
That was
we were on an episode together,
right.
and I was I had the same reaction as you, like,
Yes,
what is
rough.
going on?
Rough. Anyway, so that's mine, April 9th. Big N. Big N. Big red N. We're going to make that the thing.
So before we get to Rob's, I want to say, after you've watched that trailer and went, I have another thing for you to look up on YouTube while you're already there. So this is a side thing. This is not film related. This is actually YouTube related. So there's this fantasy football league that a bunch of the Marvel people are in. So it's called the AGBO Superhero League. And so they basically they're doing like their fantasy football thing, and they are sort of trash talking each other, and it's all for charity. So they do these videos, and so they'll do a video of like, Robert Downey Jr., saying terrible things about Chris Hemsworth, basically like, my team is gonna I don't know football. I don't know. So none of it makes any sense to me. But, so they go back and forth. Every once in a while, then something will come along and someone will just raise the game. So, Paul Rudd cut an entire music video for his trash talking one, which is very good. It's him in an 80s music video playing all the parts. And that was good. And then Palm showed up. And so instead of doing a typical, like, just straight in your trailer or whatever, talking to camera, she decided to do a music video French experimental film directed by
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Yes.
Like it's like 2.5 minutes long, and it's hilarious and unbelievably shot and edited, and you will not believe the cameos that she found in this thing, because she's shooting another very prominent film right now and got them to help out too. So once you're done watching that, go look on YouTube for Palm Clementeff. I don't think you should do Palm Fantasy Football Trash Talk. And it is, you will not believe it.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now.
From 2020, it's one of the best pieces of film. Yes, it's one of the best pieces of filmmaking from 2020.
It really is.
Put that on there.
You think your balls are the greatest, but I'm going to smack your bottom.
Yes. Oh, by the way, she does it all in French. By the way, this is entirely French with subtitles. In black and white.
I am the best of the Avengers.
I don't know if I'm overselling or underselling, but you people, everyone needs to watch this, because like she destroys him.
Yes.
It is amazing.
No, I concur, because you told me about it. I immediately watched it, couldn't believe it. And the Paul Rudd one I think is actually very funny too.
Paul Rudd's very, very good too. But like Palm this is
a totally
annihilated.
Different level. Yes. Kyle, I know why you brought this up, because this is a perfect lead into my trailer in terms of taste. And professionalism.
Right.
My trailer is the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run.
I love my life. I love you so much, Gary. I'll never forget the day we met.
Hello, little snail. What's your name? Gary, huh? Do you want to be friends? Me too.
Gary, I'm home. Gary? Gare Bear? Gary? Oh, Gary! Have you seen Gary?
Nope.
Nope. Gary's been snail napped.
Get ready for the ultimate rescue mission.
We've got to go help them!
In the all-new SpongeBob movie.
This is gonna be like one of those buddy movies.
With Aquafina.
You're fired.
Danny Trejo. Snoop Dogg.
Yo, SpongeBob.
Tiffany Haddish.
Seriously, folks, I'm floundering up here.
And Keanu Reeves.
Call me Sage. Good name. I'm made out of sage and I am a sage. So it works out pretty well.
See how the gang all met.
You're a hoot, little dude.
And experience SpongeBob's biggest adventure ever.
Gary, we're coming for you! Sorry.
Seize them!
Epic, what are you doing?
Free food!
The all-new SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, premiering March 4th. Rent it from these digital stores. Also streaming on Paramount+.
If you say to yourself, wait, there's a new SpongeBob movie? Yes. It's available right now. It just came out just a few days ago. It's on the Paramount Plus network. I'm a fan because I was already a CBS All Access subscriber. We watch NCIS. That's too bad. That's way.
And Star Trek.
Star Trek.
That's one of the.
There's other things. I mean, there's completely other things there now too. All of the Indiana Jones movies are on there. It's worth it, right? So I did bring this up because when my daughter was growing up, we talk about shows with our children growing up. She loves SpongeBob SquarePants. Nothing beats the procrastination episode. If you've ever seen that classic episode of SpongeBob, you should watch it because it's amazing. Here's the reason why I brought this up is because they changed the animation. It's like the Peanuts movie from a few years ago. They did stylized 3D animation, but tried to like bring some life to what you would think of as SpongeBob. And it's got like a ridiculous cast. Awkwafina, Danny Trejo, Snoop Dogg, Tiffany Haddish, Keanu Reeves.
About half of those are not doing voices either.
They're in it.
They're like appearing as themselves.
Yes. Keanu is actually playing a character named Sage whose disembodied head is in a sagebrush. I mean, come on. I was amused. I'm watching it. Oh, and the reason why I bring it up is because today when I was prepping for the show, I watched the first 5 minutes of the movie, and shameless plug for what is soon to launch the proper episodes of Marvel Movie Minute Season 3. In our first few minutes, we talk about the Paramount logo. It is one of the coolest animated Paramount logos you will ever see.
Interesting.
Because the Paramount Animation Studio, which is the one who's presented this, they took the current Paramount animation and Pixar-fied it.
Wow.
And it's spectacular. It's very cool. Watch the first 5 minutes if you're not a SpongeBob fan. What'd you guys think?
Okay. So go ahead, Pete.
Okay. Okay. I have to admit, I would not call myself a SpongeBob fan. I am entertained every time it's on there because clearly it was written for me, a man-child. Like, I get that. But I have not had it's one of those things. Like, I haven't had the time to invest in really like the long con of SpongeBob. Right. So these movies are sometimes a little bit lost on me because I don't have enough background. But I will say, if ever there was a property meant for the CG transformation, it is SpongeBob. Like, the characters look great.
Yes.
I think they're weird, their shapes, they're just perfect for this kind of animation. So I feel like this might be SpongeBob in its perfect form. It's like fully evolved. But I don't know. I mean, as a non-fan who finds SpongeBob funny, am I missing something?
I say I'm not the person to ask because I'm in the same boat as you. Like, SpongeBob as a phenomenon just sort of passed me by.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have positive feelings. I don't have negative feelings. Right. I just don't have any connection to SpongeBob, with one exception, because the SpongeBob musical is unbelievably good.
Yes, I haven't seen it, but
that is my only connection to SpongeBob.
So good.
It's so good. And you can also, and for those of you who didn't get a chance to see it on Broadway, obviously Broadway shut down, you can go to Amazon Prime, and for like $2, they recorded the entire show, and it's brilliant. It is an amazing musical.
Yeah. It's punching out above its class. Let's say that. I think you could say that fairly about all of SpongeBob, is that the entire property is punching out of its class, which is great. Yeah, it's great.
It amazes me that they still have stories to tell.
Yeah.
Like,
truly.
It's still going on. They're still finding new ways to have those characters still be relevant too. So yeah, it was like my kids never watched it, so it's sort of just part of the pop culture lexicon. But that's all I have.
Yeah, SpongeBob. So what do we have a release date of it?
Now.
Oh, it's out now.
Right now.
Okay,
yes,
great.
Yeah, if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber, you can get it. You can watch it right now.
Launch day celebration.
That's right. Like, what better way to kick off Paramount Plus?
I can think of no better.
With a brand new SpongeBob movie. I swear I saw that trailer like 3 years ago. Has it really been kicking around that long? I swear.
Now I watched it and I thought,
I think it was supposed to be.
Aren't there 2 movies? Are there 2?
I believe there's more than 2 movies, actually. Because I think there was the SpongeBob movie, and then there was...
That was the one where he comes out and it's animated in the real world. Right. That was his big thing.
And then there was one where they were like they came to the real world.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And then this is like the 3rd?
We should ask Rob. He'll know.
I mean, I'll say Rob.
Rob, how many SpongeBob movies are there?
I think this is the 3rd.
Yeah, I want to say that. Because I definitely remember I remember the David Hasselhoff one.
Was that the one where they go to the real world, where they came up from?
Yes.
And the second one had superheroes. They were like superheroes.
Oh, yeah. Sponge out of water. That was their Sponge out of water.
So there's the SpongeBob
movie,
SquarePants movie.
Right.
Then there's SpongeBob SquarePants, Sponge out of water.
Sponge out of water.
And now there's SpongeBob SquarePants, Sponge on the Run.
Oh, yeah. This is the third one. This would be the third one.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. And here's,
you could watch
I don't know
now.
if you mentioned this.
Crown.
Well, I don't know if you said this, but here's the deal. Do you know why I watch it? I don't watch it for SpongeBob. I watch it for the character I relate to the most, which is Patrick Star.
Of course. Yes. Okay.
Who's getting his own show? Who's just announced is getting his own show.
True.
Finally.
That's true. That was just announced.
Finally.
Rob, as somebody who does watch the show, who would you say Kyle is?
Yeah. Tell me.
Well, I don't want to. You're not. No, you're.
I won't be insulted because
you're SpongeBob. No, because okay. Well,
am I SpongeBob?
The main. Well, okay, you're not Squidward.
Do you know if I squint with that beard, your head kind of is shaped like SpongeBob. You could be SpongeBob.
Wow.
I can't see my forehead. See, there we go. I don't know.
Nailed it.
Wow, that's
Best day ever.
Nailed it. All right.
So those are our trailers. So, gentlemen, I have a brand new game for us to play. And it's called If You Can Make God Bleed.
Oh, no.
So,
is this like a prequel?
The Abomination. No, it's a brand new game. You're probably going to lose, but we're going to have fun watching you fail. The Red Skull, the Abomination, MODOK, Whiplash, we know their names. Villains out to thwart the titular heroes of their own MCU movies. But worst of all, the people who can stop a movie in its tracks with the power of the pen are the feared and dreaded movie critics. Tonight's game is simple. I'm going to read you a withering critique from an online movie critic, and you're going to tell me what Marvel Cinematic Universe movie destroyed that poor writer's soul.
Nice.
So here's an example. This is an actual, all these are actual quotes pulled from Rotten Tomatoes. Here's the quote. If you get bored during this film, I certainly did, despite all the eye candy on screen, you can amuse yourself by deciding which of the characters has the worst German accent. And of course, they were talking about?
It was the with the guy with, what's his name? Elrond.
This is gonna be fun.
Well, no, the first Avenger. The first Avenger?
Yes, First Avenger.
Okay. So here's how it's going to go.
I was right. That's the one with Elrond. I had it right.
Yeah,
I was right.
With Elrond. Yes. Yeah, you actually have to know the name.
Yeah, the title.
Of the film.
That's the point.
Right. So I'm going to read the critique.
All right.
I will go back and forth. If you get it, you get 2 points, and then if you don't get it, then the other person can steal it for 1 point.
Okay, so you'll
make sense.
Okay, got it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, I'll go back and forth. I'll say who it is. I'm going.
What do
I
have to answer to get 5,000 points?
well, you can only get 3,000 points because I love you 3,000.
3,000. All right.
Okay, so round one. There's 2 rounds. So round one. Pete, we're starting with you.
Okay,
here we go. Here's the quote. Samuel L. Jackson does 99% of the chuckles here, but then he does that in just about any movie he's in. Why is this movie suddenly a financial blockbuster? The only blockbusterness it warrants is the one the lead character crash lands in.
Captain Marvel?
Yes. 2 points for Pete.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, that was in the trailer. Anybody could have figured it out.
Is this
that's the
do I need to make a French impressionist trash talk film for you?
Oh. Oui, mon ami.
Once I get my act together, it's on.
So you're saying I got plenty of time?
Let me tell you. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. All right, Rob, this one's for you. If there were any new ideas, I failed to spot them, as did my bone marrow, which slept through most of it anyhow.
My bone marrow? What does that have to do with bone?
I'm sorry, is there a time? Is this on the, is he timed?
Do we need one?
I think we do.
I mean, it's not, it's not the, well, okay, wait, it's not, okay, it's not the Incredible Hulk. Is it the Incredible Hulk?
What is your guess, Rob?
Is it the Incredible Hulk?
It is not the Incredible Hulk. Can you steal it, Pete?
Doctor Strange.
No, it is Iron Man 2.
What?
Oh my God!
How
what?
is that possible?
From the far off year of 2010, directed by Jon Favreau, which we're going to be turning about 100 episodes talking about.
Now, wait a minute. Rob, you're on a show about that, right?
Well, wait, no, hold on a second. I love that movie.
Yeah, I thought you were a fan. Well, weird. What's the next one?
Okay, this is to you, Pete. However, it's just another mindless and soulless action movie with all the visual and emotional appeal of a wet cardboard box.
Wow, that's hurtful.
So I would say these are all Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So you have those from those like 20 to choose from.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No,
that's a complete crap.
Can you steal?
Yeah, but I mean, wet cardboard box. That wouldn't have anything to do with. That says nothing.
That's not in the title. I don't remember any of those.
I didn't say this game was easy.
Well, okay.
Was it Thor wet cardboard box?
Oh, no, stop. I was going to say, okay, I'm Thor Dark World.
No, Captain America, the First Avenger.
Wait, we already did that one.
I checked that off
that was my
card.
example, and I never said that I was only going to do them once. From here on out, there are only once, so I don't repeat any movies.
That's fine.
Okay. So, Rob. What's the problem? Well, there's way too much expository dialogue, and there are too many turgid flashbacks. The hand-to-hand fighting and battle sequences are now so formulaic and predictable in Marvel films that the adrenaline just doesn't kick in. So obviously, it must be from later.
Oh, no, you don't. No, don't. You don't have to give me a hint.
Okay. I'm starting the time.
Actually, give me another hint. No, I'm kidding.
It's got a Marvel character in it.
I mean, it's not Civil War. I mean, Civil War's amazing. I mean, that's not. There's no flashbacks. What's a movie that has a ton of flashbacks in it? That wouldn't be.
And they're also turgid.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't. There's a time limit. Yeah,
there's a time. I'm running my time frame.
Okay, steal it.
Okay, Rob just gives up. Pete, can you steal?
Endgame.
E-Bombe.
Black Panther.
Wow.
Black Panther.
That's just mean-spirited
there. I'm telling you, they're going to get meaner.
Oh, my
Wait,
goodness.
Why would you? No, and I even said to myself, well, wow, okay, it can't be Black Panther because never mind. I don't have to.
Somebody got paid to write that.
Wow.
Pete, this is yours. Okay, and sometimes if they said the name of a character or the movie, I replaced it with this character or this movie.
Okay,
so that's what this one starts out with. This movie. So this movie isn't just a gussied up mediocrity being widely mistaken for a good movie. It's also, at least arguably, a dangerous movie for anyone who cares about the future of American cinema.
Was that Scorsese?
You want me to do it in Scorsese's voice? It's just a guessing up mediocrity being widely mistaken for a good movie.
I want you to do him as the guy, the Scorsese they do on Weekend Update, though. Okay, I think that this one is going to be a hate-filled screed about Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ooh, interesting. No. Rob, can you steal?
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Infinity War.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just there.
And by the way, that person's ridiculous, but whatever. Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Rob, this one's for you. God, I love this one. It's so terrible. It's dismaying to think of all the wonderful performances the lead actor has given in movies nobody ever saw. This one is high-octane slumming that will keep him in Bentleys for years.
Bentleys.
Okay, wait a minute. I mean, okay, that's not. Well, it's not Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. It could be
high-octane slumming. I don't know if that's a clue or not.
Doctor Strange.
No, it is not Doctor Strange.
I think I would have leaned into Doctor Strange myself, Rob. It might be the first thing we agree on.
Because the car, I was thinking that, and like Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, okay, yeah.
How about Ultron? Age of Ultron.
Oh, interesting. Who were you thinking of?
I'm thinking about just high octane slumming and lots of machines and Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. I think he's just an Audi guy, though, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, it probably got him for free.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but the fact that you know this probably is going to make him angry, and you wouldn't like him when he's angry. This is about the Incredible Hulk.
It's a Ruffalo thing?
No, it's Edward Norton.
Wait,
it's dismaying to think of all the wonderful performances Edward Norton has given in movies nobody ever saw.
Edward Norton doesn't drive.
Edward Norton is driven. Well, he didn't say he doesn't drive it. He just has the Bentley.
Okay, well, I feel a little bit broken. I think we're doing terribly.
Yeah,
you're doing
game
terribly,
right now.
and I love it. All right, Pete, this one's for you. The villain is the only character who makes himself new and interesting. When he is around, the movie becomes a different film altogether. You wish there was more of him. The rest of it is metal clanking.
Metal clanking.
I don't know if it's supposed to be metal clanking or metal clanking.
Okay, so I'm thinking through villains, right? Where do we have the iconic villains? It's not going to be Dormammu. We've got.
I've come to bargain.
We had we had Iron Man. There was a lot of metal clanking and bridges. It wouldn't be one of the Thors, would it? Would it be Ragnarok? And everybody's looking out for Goldblum? I'm going to say Ragnarok.
No, it is not Thor Ragnarok. Rob, can you steal?
I'm gonna say Iron Man.
No, it is Thor: The Dark World.
Oh
you
my
were very
God.
close,
It was
Pete.
Thor cardboard box.
It was Thor. You just the wrong
Yeah.
Thor.
Lame. All right.
All right, Rob, this one's for you. Often loud, occasionally obnoxious, and so consistently convinced of its own awesomeness that it cannot stop pointing out everything that makes it so utterly wonderful. So the last one probably should have been with a sneer. So utterly wonderful.
I'm a little hurt by this. I'm taking this a little personally, this one.
I know. Why do I feel more broken now than I did 10 minutes ago?
Okay, I mean, like Robert Downey Jr., that would be the character. Iron Man 3.
No, it is not Iron Man 3. Pete, can you steal?
Probably not, I think. Evidence shows. I cannot. I keep wanting to go to a sweetheart that I feel like everybody likes, like a Spider-Man. But I've already done Homecoming. I'm going to throw Far From Home.
Oh, interesting. No, it is in fact Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, stop.
I know,
These
right?
people. Oh, come on.
Okay, so that was round one.
That was round one?
That was round one. So the score is Pete is ahead, scorching 2 points to Rob's 1. They're going to make things a lot easier in the next one because there's only 4 more to go, and I'm going to shrink the pool. So this is The Spider's Web. Yes, these are all about all Spider-Man movies in this one. That includes all the Sony ones as well.
Oh, okay.
So here's a much smaller pool. And what the heck? Let's double the points too. Too many villains, too many pale plot threads, too many romantic misunderstandings, too many conversations, too many street crowds looking high into the air and shouting, ooh, this way, then swiveling and shouting, ah, that way.
Was the one with Electro? Was that Amazing Spider-Man 2? Is that right?
It was Amazing Spider-Man 2, but this is not that one.
Crap.
So,
Yes,
Rob,
I'll steal Spider-Man 3.
Yes,
Really?
You are correct.
And it was emo Peter.
For a bonus point, can you tell me who wrote that?
Oh, we talked about that.
There's no reason you should know. However, it is a name that you do know.
Okay, I always want to say Rex Reed, but it's not Rex Reed.
It is not Rex Reed, no. It is actually Roger Ebert.
Oh. Ebert.
Okay.
All right, so Rob, this one's for you. With appalling dialogue, slapstick humor, some bizarre aesthetics, and cheesy moments aplenty, this is the Batman and Robin of the Spider-Man franchise.
Oh, wow. Okay, I want to say... Well, I'm just going to say it. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Correct!
You got to agree that could have been a pick for the first one, too.
I mean, sure.
I know.
That's why I was going to say it, but then I was like, I'm not going to give you... In case I'm wrong, I don't know.
Okay, Pete. Like the very knowing writing, these visual pyrotechnics are underwritten by a sense of strain, as if someone somewhere were terrified of viewers losing interest.
Into the Spider-Verse!
Thank you. You are correct. All right, Rob, you guys are really actually very close now. So you're going to need to get this. I have a tiebreaker, but this is the one. Okay. A strangely oblivious film, one that undercuts its story with exactly the sort of praise-hungriness that its hero learns to overcome.
Okay, I don't think it's any of the newer ones. I'm going to say Amazing Spider-Man.
Incorrect. Pete.
Spider-Man 2.
No, it is in fact Spider-Man Homecoming.
What?
Yes.
This is a terrible business.
A surge from behind. The power of the spider has compelled Rob to swing ahead of Pete and beat him by 1 point.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, Rob.
I am bereft.
But I think we're all the lesser for this
We
game.
are. No, the universe is worse today.
Let me give you what
well played, Rob.
here's what the
Congratulations.
tiebreaker would have been.
Yeah.
I put it in here only because of just the the sheer amount of writing that went into this. Okay. This will be a jump ball, so whoever can grab it first. This movie will certainly make $1 bazillion, but after you sit through it, all 142 minutes of it, it's very hard to work up a compelling reason that it needed to exist, aside from the aforementioned $1 bazillion.
It's not Endgame. Isn't that a poetic end to your entire game?
Wouldn't that be?
Yeah.
It is not Endgame. Rob?
140 minutes.
142 minutes.
Civil War was Civil War. Was that long? I think that ran long, didn't it? No.
It did run long. However, it is still talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2. People did not like that movie.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And that was the end of our game.
Oh,
Congratulations,
good game,
Rob.
Kyle.
Well, that was
Thank you.
Nicely done.
All right, give Rob the
We've
cummerbund.
all wallowed in the mires of cinema. So let's get into the list game, because we're celebrating. This is off of 8 Million Ways to Die.
Yeah, what a trash movie that was.
Right?
Wow.
So we are doing our list off of odd meal locations.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, sure we are. And I didn't even go first. So, Kyle, you get the first pick.
So, for mine, dining in the captain's cabin is a pretty fancy thing to do. I mean, the layout they have there, you got fresh fish, you got scallops, you got roast pig, you got turkey, you got red wine, fresh bread, and the special of the day, a green apple. Oh, also, everyone in the crew is actually a ghost. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl from 2005. Only one person is going to be eating this evening.
Wow. Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the opening bid. I suddenly don't feel bad at all about anything that I have to say. My first pick, this one was brought back to my attention from the good Ray Delancey in the community. See, I do this other podcast with our very own Tommy Handsome about anxiety, and one of Tommy's great fears and phobias is ants. He hates them. Oh. He hates everything to do with them. And one of the things that I find delightful is when well-meaning young people decide they want to save the world, and they go to a tribal village and they decide they're going to save these tribespeople from the horrors that is their lives. And then one of them gets eaten by ants in the green inferno. What? That's fantastic. Yeah. Go get them, kids.
That's an Eli Roth joint, isn't it?
It sure is.
All right, Rob, what's your meal of the day?
Okay, so here's the deal. I overachieved a little bit on this. There's a theme that connects all of my selections. Hold on. I'm going to introduce them with a quote during the scene. We're going to see if you can figure it out, the location, and then I'll tell you the movie. Here's my number one. Why is it if a man kills another man in battle, it's called heroic? Yet if he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder. The place where this meal took place, they have excellent munchies. You can get your sugar pucks. Old Man Withers likes to creepily hang out with the patrons, and it's managed by a man named Glenn. I'm talking about Stan Makita's Donuts in the 1992 American comedy film Wayne's World.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's yep, you're right.
Yep. 100%.
Yep. You got that one.
Yeah.
That was
Ed
good.
O'Neill doing a really crazy.
So good. So good.
All right. Well, back to me. So sometimes it's the meal is not as important as the company. So in this case, what they were served was limestone pie and hot melted sulfur. But it's the fact that it's in the outer area of a very, very extravagant art gallery. But it's at the bottom of a mountain. And so this, of course, in the presence of the Gnome King from Return to Oz.
Oh,
Return to Oz.
Return to Oz from 1985.
Outstanding.
It is one of my favorite movies. And it's
I
available
need
to stream on Disney Plus right now. Terrify your children with it.
Noted. We'll begin immediately. I keep doing, I went horror for this one.
Sure.
And I would like to talk about a movie that was made and then remade very, very quickly. The original came out March 15th, 2010, and it's a Spanish film. It's from Mexico, and that's the one I want to talk about. It is a film. It's a family film. I mean, it's a family film that is. They are really struggling with some of the traditions that they face together around their family after the death of one of their beloved members, and also they eat each other a lot. It's called Somos lo que hay. It was remade as We Are What We Are, which you may have heard of, but this one was Jorge Miguel Grau, and it is scary stuff about the eating of people, and it's a great thriller, and I strongly recommend it. And also, don't eat with family.
Okay. I've not heard of that one before.
We Are What We Are is the one that came out after. That's why we started talking about it on the show. We haven't done a show on it, but it was I'm pretty sure it was a trailer pick. 2013, directed by Jim Mickley. Okay. And it's also gets pretty good reviews of that one. Like it's worth seeing if you're into it.
Morgan and I will watch it this weekend. No,
perfect film to watch with the whole family.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. Are you ready for the quote?
Yep. Hit us.
Hey, you call this slop? Real slop has got chunks of things in it. This is more like gruel. And this Chateau LeBlanc 68 is supposed to be served slightly chilled. This is room temperature. What do you think we are? Animals? The place where this meal takes place is known for its long and generous cavity searches and holds such criminals as Rocco Dillon and Nick the Slasher McGurk. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Statesville Prison's Mess Hall in Naked Gun 33 and a Third, The Final Insult, a 1994 American comedy film starring Leslie Nielsen.
Wow.
All right, I'll take it.
Naked Gun 33 and a Third.
33 and a Third.
33 and a Third. I love that you're going so deep into the annals of the files of Police Squad. I watched the first one with my kids, and it was delightful to watch that with them because they didn't breathe for like 90 straight minutes. It's so funny.
That Zucker, man. They're just like, if you don't like that joke, don't worry, another one's on the way.
Don't worry, another one's right here. We got it locked up.
All right, back to the top. All right, so this is this meal actually is much more about gathering together with a bunch of people. So it's like there's everybody sitting around a campfire having a good time. So who's all sitting here? Well, we've got Vinny Santorini, we've got Dr. Joshua Strongbear Sweet, we've got Audrey Rocio Ramirez, we've got Wilhelmina Bertha Packard, we've got Gaten Moliere, Milo James Thatch, and of course our chef for the evening is Jebediah Allardyce Cookie Farnsworth. He's put together a meal of Caesar salad, escargot, and spring rolls, except they all look like just this brown mush that he puts on the tray. And also this meal is happening 800 feet under New Mexico because we're on the quest for Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice.
No, I would not have been able to pick that. Not even a little bit. Okay, how do I introduce this film? It's my turn. And my last film is, it's a film about swingers. And is that wrong? Do we start off on the wrong foot?
I was just looking at your other two going, swingers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's a movie about swingers. It's a movie about impotence, salt, pepper, theft, and murder. Oh, and also selling bodies to a dog food company. I'm talking about a little film starring Paul Bartel and Mary Woronov and Robert Beltran and Ed Begley Jr. and Buck Henry and Susan Sager. And do you know it yet? Do you know it? 1982 black comedy, Eating Raoul.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Star Trek alumni in there too, Robert.
Yeah, right? It's all about the frying pan eating Raoul. It's all about the frying pan.
It's no boxing Helena, but...
It's no boxing. It's also, I note, as of yet, no one has picked the cook, the thief, the wife, and her lover.
Nice. All right, Rob, bring us home.
Rob, it's not the cook, the thief, the wife, and his lover, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
I wasn't worried. I had no backups because I wasn't worried that these were going to get taken. All right, so let me set the scene, and I'll give you the quote. This is in a food court, and here's what our character says. Well, this guy never came home, but I'm sitting on his couch in the dark holding my stun gun. The whole house smells of cat pee. And after a couple of hours, I think, what am I doing? What are they munching on? Teriyaki donuts in the Alamo Fashion Center Mall. That's right, 1997 American crime film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Jackie Brown.
See, I knew that was Tarantino, but I was like, is that from Reservoir Dogs?
Teriyaki donuts. Wow.
That line delivered by the great Robert Forster.
Yeah.
As Max Cherry.
Great Robert Forster.
Great pick.
And the connecting thread, all of these movies are available right now to Paramount Plus subscribers.
And all of mine are available for Disney Plus subscribers.
Oh, so there we go.
All of mine are about eating people.
And we all come together in this delicious thing we call the Saturday Matinee. So let's set up those poor fools for next week. So we are going to be discussing Platoon. You were up to 7 films in the Oliver Stone series. Wow, you've gotten through 7 films in Oliver Stone series. Wow,
you wouldn't know it by watching them.
That's a lot of red meat, my friend.
Yeah, it sure is. Platoon. This was so far. If you've listened to the show, it's the first one that I've really been enthusiastic about revisiting. It's 1986. It is semi-autobiographical of Oliver Stone's experience in Vietnam. It's kind of a grim story with a lot of people that are amazing faces and great performances. Controversial film. Controversial takes from critics. We've got some options, but I know you guys have thoughts on this movie. What should we be talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you want to lead with horrifying characters with facial scars played by Tom Berenger. Now, that could be too specific. That's all.
That scar is actually the stuff of legend, right? I mean, it was a real feat of makeup, of latex to make that work.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
Tom Berenger, who, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm not being sick. Yeah, I mean, you could. Well, I mean, horrifying characters with identifying facial scars. That's the thing that actually did hit me when I first thought of this.
All right.
Do you want? Does it have to be horrifying characters? Can it just be identifying facial scars?
Good question.
Yeah, identifying facial scars.
Distinct
facial scars.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
That's my.
Okay, so that's Rob's pick. What's yours, Kyle?
Let's see. Sort of looking at the list. I think autobiographical films we could get some good stuff out of. Like I look at some of these and go, yeah, I can think of 1 or 2, but like autobio, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good one. I also I so often hate movies with narration, especially told through letters. That makes me upset. So I kind of deep down, I want to pick that, like narration told through letters to someone, because I'm so curious if we can find 9 good ones.
Oh, interesting. Do you want to stick to letters, or do you want to just like do narration from the future, like like
flashback narration?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. So wait a minute.
Would you
categorize? No. Would you classify Platoon as flashback narration? It's not, right?
No.
I mean, he's writing the letters.
True. I was just thinking of opening it up a little bit more to.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just want to make sure if Platoon wouldn't fit that.
If you can think of if you think there are, not without naming them, because one of us is going to be on next week, and so we don't want to make it easier.
I'm surprised he's not saying much right now, actually.
He's actually already working on his list.
Did he fall off the call?
Look, he's typing right now. No working ahead.
I think we could open it up to just voiceover, like narrated films. Like we could even do that. But letters might be too restrictive.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I feel like letters is too restrictive because, like, just off the top of my head, I can only think of like 2.
I've got
and one
Platoon.
of them has letters in the name.
Stealing Home is a diary one. Like I can think of like Letters Diaries maybe.
I was thinking there's a movie that actually is called Letters and then something. But that's that's kind of
letters from a
particular place. Yeah, like maybe,
we've done that one on the show.
Yeah.
In fact,
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I do think we need to open that up. Let's do narration told through letters, journals, diaries.
Okay.
It can't just be like just an unspecified narration, just a
through
voiceover.
The
right?
written
It has to be
word.
Yeah, look at you.
There you go.
You're a real craftsman.
Done. That's right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. So our 3 categories are distinct facial scars, autobio, and narration told through the written word. And I think we know which one our listeners are going to pick.
Right. Oh my goodness.
So now you're saying,
let's just say we spent way too much time on the third one, for example. Yeah. All right. Good luck, Rob.
We're diligent. So, that's right. Wait,
yes,
what?
That's
no!
right.
I wasn't thinking. I was so in the moment. I put myself in the moment and don't think.
You did that just for our listeners. You're just like staying. You're like present. We appreciate that.
Right.
So now you're saying to yourself, hey, dudes, I sure had a super fun time listening to your bizarre games and list-making nonsense, but how can I get involved and also help keep this madness flowing into my delicate eardrums? An excellent question. If you just clicky-clack your keys over to nextreel.com/membership and sign up, for a mere $1 a month and just a single buckaroo, you can become a one-reeler and get access to our Discord server. And we say thank you. But wait, you say, I want to do more and also get more back. Well, generous patron, if you up your monthly donation, you can evolve into the super powerful two-reeler and be able to watch live streams as we record, like this show right now. Plus, get early access to super new episodes of our shows in your very own private podcast feed. Plus, super secret member channels on Discord, like the best-kept secret in the podcast chat, the Show Talk channel. What's so important about the Show Talk channel? I'm glad you asked, dear devoted listener. If you'd like to vote in next week's poll, the only place you can do so is on that previously mentioned Show Talk channel. Monthly schmonthly, I hear you say. I've got a wad of cash and I want to make it rain down on you like a gift from the gods. Then good news, you can now give us an annual donation at any level. It's convenient, it's affordable, it's good for your soul. And because enough is never enough, and you've been so patient listening through all this self-promotion, we've got a special offer for you, diligent listener. If you go to nextreel.com/letterboxd, you can upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% off discount. But guy who always talks too much on SatMat, I already have an upgraded Letterboxd account. First off, it's okay you don't know my name. And secondly, you're in luck. The discount also works for renewals. Give a little, get a little. It's the only way 2021 is going to work out for all of us. And that's our show. Another Saturday matinee in the bag. So, gentlemen, what is coming up in the world of the next reel?
We are getting just desperately close to the end of our Oliver Stone series. Wall Street's coming up next, and that's another one that, that's another one that's worth talking about. And, we're going to wrap it up. We've got, I think, 2 more. We end on Born on the 4th of July. There's one other in there that I can't remember, but we are going to get to Born on the 4th of July. For those who've been asking, yes, that one's on the list before we are done with that series and we move on to some other wondrous surprise. But I feel like I should ask you, gentlemen too, what's next for you?
Oh, well, I think what you're referring to is the Marvel Movie Minute Season 3. Oh, yeah.
Yes. After rumors, after some technical kerfluffles we're not really get into. We know we are imminent.
Yes.
Imminent. We're so excited. we're having a blast, and we look forward to sharing it all.
The next week you should be seeing some extra fun little bonus things we've put together, showing up in your feed. And then...
I need you to plug this more specifically though, because I think the next bonus episode, the next interstitial episode that they're going to see is an important one for setting up the season. Can you just talk about what you have done for the people?
Absolutely. Well, we kind of wanted to give a little place and time of what we were going to be talking about and not sort of spend a lot of time as the minutes are rolling by. So what we've done is, now that Hulk is done, like we've had our final wrap up show of Hulk, the next episode you'll be hearing is actually a sort of prequel episode to Iron Man 2, where we're going to talk about what the comic book influences on Iron Man 2 are. So we're actually going to go into individual issues and talk about what happens there, the original appearances of all these characters, the first time they meet, all this again. We're going to give you names of issues, where you can get them, how you can read them, all that stuff. We're going to get really, really nerdy about the comic book world before we get into the movie side of it. So that'll be the next one showing up in the Marvel Movie Minute feed, and you should probably see some new artwork being transforming into the Hulk eye will disappear and something new will form in its place. Something maybe feathery, wondrous. It's in the world, friends. It is out there. I'm very excited for these episodes to start to drop, especially that the curriculum setup. Yeah. This is a thing that I know I need and a lot of people need, so I hope they check it out. And the show is coming. It's really coming now for real. Yes. And I will add for members, for you 2 real members who are supporting the show, you likely saw an update. If you want to go back to your truestory.fm .memberful.com, go to the website and say edit your account and get your podcasts. You already have a super secret, private, personal members podcast for all the bonus episodes of the next reel and related shows. We have a separate super secret member channel for Marvel Movie Minute, and now you all have access to it. So it's in your account. You can go grab your personal RSS feed for the Marvel Movie Minute, and you'll get all the bonus episodes, the hidden episodes that the guys are doing. I mean, everything is going to be including the public episodes, so you don't have to subscribe in like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You just grab your personal link and you'll get everything. I finished all of the back end stuff, and so it's ready for service. Yet another way we're showing how much we love you, dear listener. All right, so that's the end of our show. So, stay subscribed. Check out Marvel Movie Minute coming up. Make sure that you keep because these guys are doing a lot of heavy lifting getting through these Oliver Stone movies. So, show them some love. It takes a toll, people. Believe me. So
Oliver Stone takes a toll.
See you next time. Enough said.